this, you know I got you. Look at that top corner to see what's coming next. You're going to start on your back, tilt your pelvis back, engage the core, extend the legs and pull the knees up, engage the core to tap the legs, give me a nice whack overhead, or check out the modification and just gently rock the hips up as you pull the knees in. Now, if you have more space than me, whack those legs as wide as you can. Get a nice little stretch on the back. But remember, you're pulling by tightening the core and lifting by tightening even more. Don't drop the legs on the way down. Okay, you're gonna come to all fours and then you're gonna do a little crawl. So you're gonna go right, left, forward, and then right, left, back. The modification is just to stay in place. Tap the shoulders, or if that's too much, just gently lift your hand and try to balance to see if you can stay up. Actively press away with the arm that is on the ground. Now, once you get to the halfway mark, you're gonna switch sides and take it left, right. So left, right, back, left, back, right. It takes me a while to get this. I understand it's kind of like figuring it out, but as long as you're moving and you're keeping those knees off the ground, we're good. So you're going to come to a half kneeling position and then extend the leg. You're going to use those obliques to extend out to the side and then use the opposite oblique to control. If the arm motion is too much, just bring your hands behind your head. Again, we're tilting down to the side, keeping a nice long spine. Very important to breathe here. I like to inhale down and then exhale to pull myself up. Now on the way down, you're working the bottom oblique, and on the way up, you're working that top oblique. Smile. It might make it easy because I know this one gets you tingly. Same thing, make sure that the standing knee is over, or the standing hip is over the knee. Let me fix my shoe really quick. If you are doing this in heels, you may realize that you have to adjust your feet, and that's fine, but you know, putting on a heel makes it nice and sassy. It gives you a vibe, so I encourage you to wear your heels. All right, coming to your back, this is a little bit of a combo. So you're going to look to the right, drag up, and then you can either extend the legs, or the modification is just to bring the legs to tabletop. So you're going to drag up, keep your fingertips just as a guide. So we drag up here, flick the head for drama. Extend the legs, staying nice and long through your spine, and then slowly control down. So then you get, so again, you look, control, again, you see just my fingertips are a guide. If I wanted to up it, I could lift my fingertips off the ground. You have the option to do that, or again, check out the modification. You can either come to tabletop with the legs, or just alternating lifting one and then the other. Okay, now you're going to come to your stomach and gently press your hands in the ground to lift your booty off the floor. Working the obliques, again, the sides of the abs, just taking the glutes left and right. Now, as the beat changes, we're going to add a little circle of the hips, but the same motion. So that's the circle right there. Circle, drop, lift, circle, drop. Make sure you really increase the arc. Don't just drop straight to you. You got to drop over and arc it. All right, these are dead bugs. This is a traditional exercise. You've probably done this before. What I want you to focus on is actively pressing into the knee as you extend the opposite arm and leg. That's going to fire up the core even more. Make sure there's no space between your low back and the mat or floor. If you find yourself arching, reset, tilt your pelvis back. Now the modification is just to tap the foot on the floor, so keeping the knee at 90 degrees. But this is slow and controlled. It doesn't look like much, but I'm sure you can already feel the burn, especially if you're keeping that low back pressed against the floor and you're actively pressing into the knee as you extend. Okay, so now you're going to come to sort of like a side, sort of banana position. So you're going to lift your shoulder up, lift your legs off the ground, and then you're just going to pedal the feet. Again, using the oblique, the sides of the abs to stabilize. So again, your hip should basically be the only point of contact. Lift the shoulder blade, lift the thigh, make sure the knee isn't touching the ground, and pedal those heels. So coming to all fours, you're just gonna pop the booty, drop the hips right and left. Keeping those knees hovering the ground, keeping the shoulders stacked over the wrist. All right, take a little break. We're going to do body solve. So you're going to come to a forearm plank with your arms parallel, and then you're going to shift your weight forward by coming to your toes, and then you're going to press your weight back by pressing into the heels. If you're going to do the modification on your knees, you're going to have the count and make it more of a pulse because you won't be able to go as far forward and back. But again, you really want to come to those tippy toes, shift as far forward as you can and as far back as you can. So you never want to stop with your shoulder over your elbow. You want to keep going forward and back past that 90-degree angle. We're going to do a classic bicycle. You're just going to extend the legs and give me a nice little flutter. Make it cute. Keep the elbows wide. Keep the shoulder blades off the ground. Careful that you're not jutting your chin forward. You're just contracting the abs to keep the shoulder blades lifted off the ground. Now you're going to come to an assisted side plank. You're just going to flick the leg forward and back to get a different, angle in the assisted side plank. This is just drama. You can do whatever you want. Just make sure that on that 8 count, you bring that leg back to the front. So give me drama with the kick. Stroke your body. Bring it back. Now, as you will notice, the beat goes out. I lose it. Just keep moving, girl. Just keep moving, sis, because the exercise is happening. We're going to take a break at some point and do a little pause to catch the beat, so just follow along. Let's catch the beat. Same thing on the other side. Make sure that shoulder is stacked over your elbow. Again, getting that perpendicular force so you're nice and secure. You'll notice that you might feel it in your shoulder. That spine is acting as a stabilizer, but if you feel pain in your shoulder, you're probably not aligned over your elbow. So no shame in taking a break, shifting over. If you need to be in a better position, that's more ideal. Okay, you get to lay down because I know your arms need a rest, and we're going to work on those obliques again. So extend the legs. You're going to take the legs side to side without touching the floor and engage them in. You're going to try to keep both shoulders on the floor. It's pretty hard. Try to keep the legs together. If you need the modification, bring your legs to 90 degrees. So bend the knees and drop side to side. I like to inhale on the way down and exhale, blow it all out as I tighten my core and pull my legs back to center. Okay, we're going to come to a pike, and similar to what we did at the very beginning, we're going to drop our hips right and left as we come down. So we're going to go down dog and then drop the hips to the right, come into a little plank with a twist, and then drop the hips to the left. If that is too much for you, then just go to down dog and then shift forward into plank. Now, from here, we're not going to go down. We're going to go straight into a side plank, so there will be no break until the finish. So staying up until the finish, actively pressing away from the ground. Good. Shifting. Again, make sure the shoulders stacked over the wrist. You're going to keep your feet staggered because you're in heels for right now. And then shift to the other side. If you need to come down to your knees, the modification is in the corner. Without dropping, go to plank. Again, actively press away from the ground. Squeeze the glutes. Pull the quads up nice and high. Actively press away from the ground. You got it. We're almost done. Fight to stay up. So easy. The hard work is done. Open the knees. Shift to child's pose. Inhale and reach through the fingertips. Exhale, drop the hips even more. Maybe take it over to the side. Get those obliques. Reach that right arm nice and long. And then don't forget to take it to the other side. Do what you need for your body to continue the cool down. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends.
You know you that bitch when you cause all this conversation. You know you that bitch when you cause all this conversation. You know you